Hello and welcome to Spectrum News at 4. I am Rachel David White, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State. Let's take a look at the headlines. CBN insists on February 10th deadline. Federal government to declare 3 historical sites as national monument plus. Germany restarts munitions productions for guns in Ukraine. We will bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. First, in the news this afternoon, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, has said that there was no need to shift the February 10, 2023 redesign policy of the bank. He said the situation is substantially claiming development and the use of super agents. For hospitality and tourism, Nihotor into law. This is contained in a statement by Joseph Karim, Special Assistant Technical to the Director General of Nihoto, Sani Kangiwa in Abuja. The Act established the Institute for Training, Certification and Registration of Hospitality, Travel and Tourism Personnel in Nigeria. According to reports, the agency is a parastatal under the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, engaged in training, consultancy, research and publications towards promoting skills and entrepreneurship. Meanwhile, President Buhari has assented to the Business Facilitation Bill 2022 and 5 other bills passed by the National Assembly. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Babajide Omoworare, made this known in the statement titled President Muhammadu Buhari Assents to the Business Facilitation Bill 2022 and other bills. According to the statement, the President sends the Business Facilitation Act to the National Assembly to ensure the ease of doing business and transparency, efficiency and productivity in Nigeria. The Act amends relevant legislation to promote the ease of doing business in Nigeria and institutionalize all the reforms to ease implementation. In the meantime, the President says that the hopes to bequeath the nation a democratic culture in which the police will not only be apolitical and impartial during the 2023 general elections, but also one in which the process will be peaceful and secure. Buhari, according to a statement by his Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, reminded the Inspector General of Police, Osman Baba, of his high expectations for his leadership. He said his expectations is in relation to the provision of requisite security that will engender not just a stable security space ahead of the general elections, but also guarantee the credibility of the exercise. Away from that, the federal government is set to introduce a carbon tax policy and budgetary system for the country, in line with the approved Energy Transition Plan as part of the Climate Change Act. Director General DG of the National Council on Climate Change (NCCC), Salisu Dahiru, disclosed this after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House, Abuja. Dahiru said the agency sought and obtained approval to initiate key deliverables contained in the Climate Change Act, including establishing a carbon budget for the country. According to him, the carbon budget will be providing allowances for every government or private entity in terms of how much emissions it may allow, and exceeding those emissions could also attract penalties. Meanwhile, the federal government has stated that it will assist the Ekiti state government to tackle the ecological issues ravaging some part of the state. The secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF, Boss Mustafa, said that the federal government will place the mudslide challenge on Ilawe Ado Road as a top priority in its ecological support for the state. A statement by the Special Advisor on Media to Ekiti State Governor Yinka Oyebode stated this, that the SGF gave the assurances during a meeting with Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji in Abuja. According to him, the SGF assured that the federal government will act on it speedily to avert further disaster. Elsewhere, the federal government has reiterated its commitment to the elimination of bottlenecks and promotion of efficient operations at the semi-Krake border to enhance trade and economic integration with member countries of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. The Minister of State for Transportation, Ademola Adegoroye, re-echoed the government's position at the inauguration of the free multi-million naira project executed by the Federal Ministry of Transportation at the Seme-Krake Joint Border Post in Lagos. The project included roofing of 3 walkways for arriving and departing passengers, construction of 20 toilet facilities, and provision of 2 solar-powered boreholes as well as water treatment plants. Adegoroye, in a statement issued in Abuja, hinted that the Semi-Krake Joint Border Post has remained a symbol of integration between the people of Nigeria and Republic of Benin, stating that the border post has enhanced free movement of persons and goods in the sub-region. In the meantime, Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, today said the federal government has started to process declaring 111 historical sites in the country as national monument. Mohammed disclosed this in Abuja at the 26th edition of the President's Muhammadu Buhari Administration Scorecard Series 2015 to 2023. He said the process of declaring the site as national monument had reached an advanced stage and awaiting presidential assent. According to the minister, when the 111 national monuments came on board, they would be added to the existing 65. To judiciary now, where a federal high court in Abuja has extended the order restraining the People's Democratic Party from suspending or expelling Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike. The court extended the interim order it made on February 2nd, restraining the PDP and its leadership from making suspension or expulsion moves on the governor. Respondents in the suit include the PDP, the National Working Committee of the party, the National Executive Council, its chairman, Iyochia Ayu, the National Secretary, Samuel Anyanwu, and the Independent National Electoral Commission. Recall that Wike had, through his lawyer Joshua Musa, senior advocate of Nigeria, informed the courts that the first 2 fifth respondents served him with a counter affidavit they filed in opposition to the suit. And now to education. Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Brigadier General Yad Ahmed, has urged Corps members enlisted in the forthcoming general elections to stay neutral and adhere strictly to the guidelines of the Electoral Act in the discharge of their duties. Ahmed made his position known today while presiding over the closing ceremony of the 2023 Batch A Stream 1 orientation course held at the NYC Permanent Orientation Camp, Borough Town. He noted that the performance of Corps members in previous elections contributed to the credibility of a process which earned the scheme accolades from local and international observers. On electoral matters, the United States government says it is not supporting any candidate or political party in the February 25th and March 11th elections in Nigeria. The U.S. Assistant Secretary of State for Bureau of Africa Affairs, Molly Fee, stated this when she paid visit to the leadership of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) in Abuja. She said the concern of the U.S. as an advanced democracy was to encourage a successful election that would be free, fair, and peaceful.
I want to emphasize the importance of conducting a peaceful election.